All right, today we're gonna make shrimp lo mein, and it's a really quick, easy lunch, and it's usually with most things I already have in the house, so it's a quick fix. We probably all have some of these ramen noodles. It doesn't really matter what flavor you have. We're gonna use chicken ones today, but we're not gonna use the chicken packets. We start with a little olive oil in our saute pan, and we'll let that heat up for a little bit. And I went ahead and pre-cut the veggies I happen to have in my refrigerator today. So we'll be using cabbage and squash and green onions. I normally like to have carrots in here, but I'm out of carrots today. But whatever veggies that you have or like in your lo mein, just chop those and put them in your pan. We're gonna go ahead and, actually we're gonna put the garlic in first and let that fry just a little bit, about a teaspoon. And the other seasonings we're going to use are ginger, and we have some kimchi seasoning that we use from kimchi noodles that we get from time to time. And it's always too much, but the spice is so good, we like to keep it in a little bottle, and we're going to throw a little bit of kimchi spice in there. So whatever your kimchi seasoning is that you like, that's what we're going to throw in there to make it just a little spicy. All right, so we're getting this kind of warmed up. Let's get our little spatula here. This is starting to get a little warm. And while we're warming this up, we're going to go ahead and get our noodles without the pack in here. Get those going. And these cook real quick, so you gotta keep an eye on those. They'll probably be ready in about 5 minutes, but we're gonna put them back in the saute pan when we're done. So we'll just get those in there. Usually it's about a pack per person, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be 2 or 3 for lunch today, so we're putting 3 in just in case. All right, now our pan's hot here for our garlic and olive oil, and we're just going to throw in the squash and the cabbage and the green onions. And then I'm going to add the ginger spice pretty liberally. Gives it a great Asian flavor. All right, and then we'll go throw in a little bit of our kimchi seasoning. That's a little thick, so I think we'll have to come out of the package for that. Maybe we're not going to add our kimchi. It might gotten a little bit moist in there, I'm not sure. We just need a little bit. There we go. Not that much. Just enough to get a little kick. And then we're going to saute all this around. Get that nice and mixed up with the olive oil. And then after this cooks down just a little bit for about 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to then add the shrimp, because the shrimp doesn't take long at all. So we'll be back in a minute to add our shrimp. Go. All right, we're back, and our veggies have been sauteing for about 3 or 4 minutes, and they're getting kind of partially done. So we're going to add our shrimp in. And I use the extra large peeled de vein. And we've got one that likes shrimp and one that doesn't, so we'll just put a few in because she doesn't like the shrimp, but some of us do. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more of our kimchi spice now that we've got our shrimp in here. Onto that as well. And also a little bit more ginger for the shrimp. And now I can see that our lo mein noodles are, looks like they are done. So that was our 3 packs here of the lo mein noodles. And this is the consistency you want it, not overdone, because you don't want them to be mushy. And it's another little tip, it's important to always have a clean sink for when you're draining your noodles, because whatever's in the bottom of the sink can splash back up in it. Nobody wants dish sink in their meal. So we've got that drained. We'll put that back here. We're just going to leave this here because we're going to add this right into this saute pan. And the shrimp does not take long at all, even though it's frozen. It cooks real fast. Because the last thing you want to do is overcook the shrimp. And I like to get the frozen raw shrimp, not the pre-cooked shrimp, because the pre-cooked shrimp that you can buy frozen is really dry. So these are just the kind that you want to get, which is frozen, deveined, tail on. I like the extra large, but whatever size shrimp you like. And once we get this shrimp cooked, we're going to add in the noodles and add some soy sauce, and we're done. It was that easy. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, we can see now that the shrimp has turned kind of a white pink color. It's no longer translucent. That means it's done, and we don't want to cook it past that point because they will become dry. So now we're going to add the 3 packets of the lo mein noodles. And normally at this point I go ahead and put the soy sauce on it and stir the soy all around, but I've got one that just doesn't like the soy sauce. So I'm going to get her plate out first, and after that then we'll continue on. All right, so we've got out the amount that she wanted that did not have soy, but it's nice to put the soy on in the pan. And it darkens up the noodles and adds that salty flavor because we did not add any salt. So you just give all of that a nice stir with your cabbage and zucchini and shrimp. And then I usually serve it with a little side of kimchi, because we usually keep kimchi, the actual kimchi, in the refrigerator. But that's as easy as it can possibly be. That did not take long at all. And you're ready to go. Bon appetit.
Even Raven wants some.